commiserations, Paul. It's obviously horrible to lose in the last minute. How are you feeling after it?
Not great. Listen, I think it's, we did it against Sunderland, lost in the last 86th minute, and we did it again today. In a game that was listen, they kicked the bar a couple of times. We never showed up. We were poor from the first minute to the last minute. And maybe sometimes that's what you get when you haven't got five for regular players who play on your side. We never got into any rhythm, defended too deep. Even when there was down to 10 men, still defending deep, not even trying to chase the game. And you just think, some of the things that go through people's heads and players' heads, it baffles me. But listen, apart from that, I think, the game hinges on one decision. That's the sending off. It's a diabolical decision from the referee. Terrible decision. The thing is, I've seen it enough times to know it's a red card. He only gets one take at it. But I think for me, he bottled it. I think it was early in the first half. Didn't want to make the decision that he should have made, that he gets paid for. And it's a red card. That changes the whole context of the game. So, again, this is the same referee we had against QPR at home when Shane should have got a penalty third one. He didn't give it again. So hopefully I don't get him again for the rest of the season. But referees have tough jobs, all right? They all have tough jobs. But the big decisions they've got to get right. If that's in the Premier League and there's VAR, it's a guaranteed 150% red card, all right? No getting away with it, So to see that with Amadou, especially the force that Amadou was coming and he's having to put his studs up, I don't get it. I've seen it time and time again. He gets one take in it, but he's got to make it right. He's got to get that decision right. I make a lot of mistakes, referees, like we do, like I do, like my players did tonight. But the big ones, they've got to get right, and he was poor. And I'll probably get a phone call from Kevin Friend on Monday saying, yeah, we got it wrong. It's no good to me. That doesn't do me any favours whatsoever. So that decision was just as bad as the way we played. I thought from the first minute we were never at it. We kept going into AC too long, too quick. Listen, look at the conditions. Horrible Friday night, raining, windy. So, hopefully the spectacle of the game was poor. Hopefully that means that Sky won't put us on a Friday anymore. So, so we get an extra day's rest. But yeah, we just, even that 0-0, you think, okay, stay in the game. And then we give a stupid foul away. And you think a needless foul. And we lose the game 1-0. It really winds me up because at the moment you can't do anything about it. You can't take a player when to make a stupid foul. We deal with the second cross, to be fair. Then get deflection. Nelson Abbey's on the floor, goes through his legs, and you lose the game 1-0. And you think. But the most point for me was they had 10 men. They were struggling. Robertson was struggling. We were still sitting on the edge of our area. I'm thinking, trying to go and get. Disappointing, really disappointing. I feel for the fans. They came 1,200 of them today. Sang all night, and we threw in that performance for them. I feel for them. They're hurting like I'm hurting. Hope the players are hurting the same because this was a great opportunity. Cardiff weren't that great. They play a lot of long ball football, like similar to what we do. But they get the bar a couple of times, but never really looked like hurting us. But we never kind of caused any problems for them. No shots really. One kind of a skirmish where we could have scored, but Yak could have scored with a keeper. But apart from that, it just shows you when you haven't got, your proper players. You know what I mean? The regular players. We lost our rhythm today. It's good to get Mama back on the pitch. But when you haven't got people like Thomas and that, you lose your creativity, and that's where we are at the moment, Mitch. We haven't got the quality at the moment to open teams up. It's as simple as that, and you need money for that. You need money for that. We haven't got that. So yeah, I'm disappointed for the fans. I really am. Disappointed for myself, disappointed for the players, because it's a game we felt we could have won. So listen, we know where we are. We go again. We've got to have another home game next Saturday, Blackpool, which should be a big game. But this has just allowed Cardiff a little bit closer to us, and that's an annoying thing to me. If we'd have won today, we would have got 11, 13 points away from them. Today it's just allowed, these teams back in the frame, and it annoys me because we never performed. We didn't perform from the first whistle, so that's a disappointing thing.
I mean, as you said there, now we've got that, the whole weekend and the full week ahead of Blackpool. Sometimes you want the game to come around quick so you can get it out of your system, but in a way, it gives you that chance to. This team has done bouncing back this year. We've put disappointments out of the way and gone again.
You've done another game. You've had 3 in the 6 days, 7 days. So we need that long week. Yeah. We need that long break. Players can get some rest. Might give us time to get Jeff back, Tom Holmes. Obviously, Yids is out for another game. Shane should be back hopefully with the concussion thing. So I've rattled off 3 or 4 players. You know what I mean? Who were missed today. 5 players, 5 changes. When you change that, you lose the flow of the game. But it doesn't mean you don't have the intensity and the energy, and the will to try and win. And we were just poor all round tonight.